back to my film and TV channel. Hope you're all staying safe and well. I hope you enjoyed today's feature. Please, if you are new to the channel, please push that subscribe button and push that bell notification so you know when these little vlogs are coming out. That will be great. And of course, if you've got a little time to give us a thumbs up, guys, that'll be wonderful if you can do that for me. Leave your comments on this today, this feature today, or anything to do with film and TV. It'd be very much appreciated. I hope you enjoy what we've got for you today. Today we're looking at a sci-fi horror drama, a post-apocalyptic dystopian fiction miniseries. Yes, there you go. There's a mouthful. It's a pandemic, guys, but this was actually based on a book well before the pandemic, so I suppose it gets away with it. We're going to have a look at something called Station 11 today. Well, I've been able to look at most of it. I've not been able to look at it all. There's apparently 10 episodes at the moment, 8 hours, 27 minutes approximately. This Station 11. It's based and created by Patrick Somerville, based on the 2014 novel the same name by Emily St. John Mandel. A little bit on that in the moment, because I believe this isn't really much like the book, or we'll see, but obviously that's a comment from one of the critics. It premiered on HBO Max on December the 16th, 2021, which I don't have, and ran for 10 episodes until January the 13th, 2022. I've watched the first 6 episodes, and that's all I can watch at the moment on Stars Play, courtesy of Amazon Prime. So I watched it the 25th of February 2022. I'm not too sure when. I've not had a look to see when the next 3 or 4 episodes are coming on, if they're coming on at all. I'm fairly new to Stars Play. I was just having a quick look at it, and to be honest with you, I probably won't be renewing my subscription when my trial period runs out. But I managed to watch 6 episodes, guys, so I think it gives us a good view of what this is about. Well, what is it about? Well, it's 20 years after a flu pandemic resulted in the collapse of civilization. Yeah, so if you can cope with that and watch it, it is worth the watch. Yeah, I must admit, but it's tough. But we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it as we go through this. A group of survivors who make their living as travelling performers encounter a violent cult led by a man whose past is unknowingly linked to a member of the troupe. Yes, it's a lot of going back in time, backwards and forwards in time in this one. Mackenzie Davis stars as Kirsten Raymond, Matilda Lawler as young Kirsten, Himesh Patel as Jeevan Chowdhury, David Wilmot as Clark Thompson, Naban Rezwan as Frank Chowdhury, Daniel Zavato as Tyler Leander, Julian Obrados as young Tyler, and Filipina Velga as Alexandria. And we have Laurie Petty. Yes, Laurie Petty as Sarah. It's nice to see Laurie Petty. I remember the old Tank Girl, guys. Remember that back in the day? Yeah, I used to have my video shot when that first came out. Tank Girl. Oh, great film. Is it any good? But what are they saying about? I assume some of these people had the ability to watch all 10 episodes, unlike me at the moment. Rotten Tomatoes, 98% positivity. That's not too bad, is it? Average rating of 8.1 out of 10. You don't see many that high these days, and that's based on 52 critics' reviews. And here's a couple of them. Lucy Mangan from The Guardian. Station 11 is a slow burn. It is. The first few episodes look beautiful but move at a stately pace. They do. If you can stick with it, you will be rewarded. So hopefully, I'm 6 episodes in. There's probably more to come, actually, but we'll see. Al Homer from Empire Magazine said, it's stately pace. That's a popular word, isn't it? Stately. I think they're copying from each other. It's not a word you'd use every day of the week, is it? It's stately pace, and pandemic subject matter won't be for everyone. It won't. But Station 11 is an achievement of the tallest order, full of tenderness, experimentalism, and captivating design. The consensus of the website, Station 11 rewards patient viewers with an insightful and thematically rich assertion that even in the post-apocalypse, the show must go on. Yeah, more ways than one. Metacritic, the series has a weighted average of 81 out of 100 based on 27 critics. Not too bad at all. That's 21 positive, 6 mixed, and 0 negative. So we'll take that. It scores anywhere between 50 out of 100. The Daily Beast, Malcolm Jones on December the 17th. give it 50 out of 100 and said, a season 1 review, so we got to see them all, the lucky bugger. Viewers who come to the TV version without having read the book will watch another reasonably decent story of dystopia that looks and sounds like a lot of current TV fare. Well, that's fair enough. I've not read the book. Will I go and read the book? Possibly not just at the moment. The filmmakers could have slavishly even, spelt the same, isn't it? Slavishly copied the plot of that book and had a perfect fine series, but they didn't and they don't. So negatives there. That's a bit unfair. I mean, did they have to? It's an adaptation. Did they have to follow? But they don't. So I think he's a little bit unfair with that critique. Rolling Stone's Alan Sepinwall liked it a lot more. He 80 out of 100 and said, the first episode in particular feels like a high barrier to entry, albeit a necessary one, as it depicts the period immediately before the apocalypse and then the terrible day when the world seemingly dies all at once. The performances are all vivid and distinct in both the big roles and the smaller ones. Beautiful, haunting, and ultimately uplifting show. So I'm yet to get to that bit, answer the uplifting bit. Internet Movie Database, Joe Public. Well, this is pretty unanimous with positivity. 16,800 reviews, and it's averaging 7.7 out of 10. That score's been slightly skewed because there's 4,273 10 out of 10s, which is fair enough for something that tries to be a little bit different, but again, not quite believable in my eyes. So, but there's 10,504 people scored it between 6 and 9. And just 1,517 scored it between 2 and 5. So 87% of the people who watched this scored it between 6 and 9, and that's ignoring the 10 out of 10s and the 1 out of 10s as well. So my thoughts on the first 6 episodes of this series. I'm a bit gutted. I was so gutted when it got to the end, and then when it comes on your streaming site, and then it sort of says watch next, and it's something totally different. You think, hey, where's the others gone? Where's the other episodes gone? I was absolutely gutted. I didn't realise it wasn't the full thing on Stars Play. Not good enough, guys. The likeable thing about this, in my eyes, is that, yeah, it does split the stories. It does show different characters. It even shows different time, obviously the same characters or in different time scales, which obviously eventually will all link together, I think, based on what I've seen from some of the critique. And though I did struggle to invest in some of the characters, over time it did become a little bit easier. I did honestly start to invest in them. It's odd. It's quite odd, yeah, to see this dystopian world and the people not getting attacked by zombies. It just felt really weird. I'm so used to series set in a very similar world, very similar vein. So there's a lack of that jeopardy, for instance, but it doesn't distract from it being a good drama and that we get from this series. And yes, there is jeopardy in it, but obviously it's non-zombie jeopardy, as you'd expect. But yeah, there's no jeopardy from The Walking Dead in this one. In essence, it's quite highbrow, as it mainly revolves around actors visiting settlements to perform Shakespeare. They have a certain route they do every season, if you like, but it works in the context of the plot. And don't worry, you don't get bogged down in Shakespeare's bit. I'm not a big fan of Shakespeare. I'll be absolutely 100% with you. I have tried to watch a few plays. I've even been to the theatre to watch Shakespeare, but it's not my favourite. Apart from the actual sets and the artistry and the dramatic license, it doesn't really appeal to me that much. But fortunately, it doesn't get too bogged down in the Shakespeare side, or Shakespeare speak, if you like, episode after episode. It's just a story of ordinary people in the main trying to survive with the faults, good, the bad and the ugly, which is what you'd expect. The multiple timelines can switch you off. They sort of switch timelines, switch characters, even characters' ages within the series as well. So it does need a certain amount of concentration from the watchers. And I know many will probably not like it and probably grow a little tired of it. I may have even myself glazed over, but found the investment in some of the characters dragged me along enough to keep me interested in this. Although I have to admit to wavering from time to time, guys. I do have a tendency to try and do other bits and pieces while I'm watching these things, and it is a sort of program you can't do that. And if you do, you may suffer by missing things, certain timelines, etc. But as I said, I did stick with it, and I thought I was thoroughly enjoying up to the end of episode 6. As I said, in theory, I've got another 4 to go at, and plus any more that are going to be put out there. But I do look forward. At least it's a series that I am looking forward to catching up with the rest of them. So that's always a good sign. I mean, you watch a lot of these series, and I say, well, I'm not really that bothered. Is there a series 2 or 3 or not? It's just how, but this one I am actively hoping, and fingers crossed that they will be on Stars Play before my trial runs out, which will help. So, but overall, excellent. Yeah, I can't say that. It does try something a little bit different. It does say it doesn't always work, and it will put a lot of people off, as I said, because it is a bit chippy choppy all over the place, backwards and forwards in time and characters, etc. So you do have to really try and concentrate to get the full benefit. I won't go mad with the score, as I say. I certainly won't give it 10 out of 10, but it's a very good film, a very good series, very good. If we'd watched all 10 and we got to a conclusion, this score might have been slightly higher. But at this point in time, based on 6 episodes and a couple that perhaps weren't as good as the others, there's some great episodes and some okay episodes, I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10 on my little score. So let me know if you watched all 10 or you've watched only 6 or whatever number you've watched. Please let me know how you're getting on with this. I very much would like to hear from you. So I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. But yeah, worth the concentration, which sometimes these things aren't, are they? But critics and public alike seem to like it, and that's always a very, very good sign. Thanks for watching. Whatever you're going to do rest day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other to meet here again on the Film and TV channel. I only ask one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.